So it's your boy Beats, and I found this movie called Disclosure Day. It's a extraterrestrial conspiracy thriller, and as an extraterrestrial myself, I figured I'd check it out and talk about it. So let's get into it. Let me give it a like first. Probably subscribe.
I can see you.
Is it a fucking deer to room? Oh shit, there's a fucking there's a whole over the hedge gang in this bitch. This movie's all extra, no terrestrial. Niggas. Where are the aliens at, bro? The fucking eyes dilated and shit. That's cool. Everybody's on perks. I would have seen about fucking aliens. There we go. Some fucking some cloud footage. We get a fart cloud, nigga. We get ass cheek dust from the alien. I love it. They better not show shit in this trailer.
Disclosure Day had the promise of a classic Spielberg picture, and a return to the Aliens Are Among Us heyday of Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., and War of the Worlds. The premise is that a former private contractor steals classified evidence proving decades of alien contact and goes on the run from a powerful corporation trying to bury it, while a Kansas City woman suddenly begins displaying strange psychic abilities that propose she's tied to the same extraterrestrial mystery in ways that she does not yet understand. As the two storylines begin to converge, the film sets up the possibility of a world-changing revelation that could upend politics, religion, and humanity's whole understanding of its place in the universe.
So basically, some shit that should have happened a long time ago, but it seems like the only thing that happened in this movie that never happened in real life is somebody being tied to the aliens, and the shit just catapulting into some cataclysmic shit that just fucks up the way we know the world is as it is now. Maybe, or maybe they just killed everybody. Because a lot of it, like realistically, as soon as they see shit not going the way they've been had it going for like 50 years, and there's aliens involved in it, they're probably gonna kill the first motherfucker that seems to have some problem with it. Like this is just the only inconsistency with these movies. As soon as the start of the movie is the unrealistic part, not the aliens. Like you're not getting out with the information. They smooth blowing your shit on. Like
And yet, for all its big ideas, eerie imagery, and genuinely intriguing setup, the film never becomes as gripping, profound, or emotionally satisfying as it keeps promising. It wants to be a conspiracy thriller about hidden extraterrestrial contact, a spiritual allegory about revelation, faith, and the limits of human understanding. It also wants to be a fugitive chase film, a newsroom drama, and a story about empathy as the next stage of human evolution. That is a lot to fit inside one.
I'm not gonna lie, my like every time I seen one of the scenes he just showed, that was my first thought. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Breaking Bad? Okay, they're running into houses. Why the fuck is there nuns here? Is given more paranormal than alien. They need to have some alien imagery in the church first, then show niggas fucking around with Christianity in reference to the conspiracy theory based on aliens. Is it was giving me a lot at once. They could have left that shit out of the trailer for real. That's just my opinion. I didn't need to see that shit.
Brain. Spielberg is reaching for something larger than a basic government hid the UFO files movie. He's trying to tell a story about what happens when the biggest secret in history comes to light at the precise moment humanity is already poised to destroy itself. But the film spends so much time circling mystery, significance, and destiny that it forgets to give the story the dramatic force and payoff needed to make those ideas truly land. The movie is called Disclosure Day, but it ends before we see the fallout of Disclosure Day. With that said, I am jumping the gun a bit, so we'll take a step back and dive into the film in more detail. Hey guys, it's Nihat here. Today, we're breaking down Spielberg's Disclosure Day, exploring the story, the
Before he gets into the breakdown, my thing is this can all be real shit that happened on planet Earth with real people. And this is just his way of giving us the real message because he feels it in his heart and soul to do it, or he just has to because that's just how the devil contract they have works. They have to show us everything, but not telling us it is that, while still doing the thing that they're acting like they don't do, such as eating kids or hiding aliens. But if that is his goal, if he imagine that's your goal, but you do it as like this is because like that's your goal. Like I really need to get this out there to the world. I want to save people. I want to let people know that this is a possibility and the world could come to an end from aliens. But the way you give out the message is ads and it's received terribly. And niggas just roast you for a bad movie, bruh.
aliens in the movie's themes before wrapping up with my overall thoughts on the movie.
People are starved for the truth. This 79-year terror campaign of lies has to end.
The film opens with Daniel Kellner, one of our protagonists, on the run when we meet him. At a wrestling match, two Wardex agents approach him and demand his backpack containing stolen hard drives in exchange for his girlfriend Jane's safe return. Daniel follows them backstage and meets Noah Scanlon, the CEO of Wardex, along with his armed entourage. Jane is returned, but Noah also wants the alien device Daniel stole, along with the files tied to it.
The fuck?
This is where Daniel threatens to activate the device, which is enough to make everyone hesitate and let them escape. It is a strong opening because it throws us right into the deep end. Daniel has something Wardex desperately wants, and the object at the center of everything is dangerous enough that the people hunting him are nervous around it. That opening also tells us something about Daniel as a character. He's not a bewildered innocent dragged into mystery. He's already operating with the knowledge that he's pulled a piece out of a machine that was not meant to be disturbed. He's a cybersecurity specialist and former Wardex insider who's seen what the corporation has been doing behind closed doors, concealing extraterrestrial life, experimenting on captured alien beings, reverse engineering
He would have been shot by this point. Continue.
their technology and hoarding what may be the greatest discovery in history for the sake of state and corporate power. But Daniel's breaking point came when he learned just how far that program had gone, especially in its treatment of captured aliens. That gives the story a moral center from the beginning, with him trying to expose cruelty, secrecy, and a vast lie that has been kept for almost 80 years. Now on the run, Jane
I just want to point out a key problem with humans is that we have an issue with treating shit. Y'all have an issue with treating shit. I'm up there with it, but from outer space then. But yeah, no, it's just when motherfuckers come to planet Earth, if it ever does happen, we're gonna get into shit. And we're gonna get into shit about how we treat them if they come peaceful, and we're just like, but we can probably take something from you and get away with it. And then that's just how it starts. It's just all seven deadly sins are in everybody at all times. And whatever situation you in, just picks which one is at the top. And if aliens come to Earth and they got some shit we don't, which is more than likely going to be the case, we're gonna try to figure out how to get it from 'em and die doing it gracefully. Bruh.
and Daniel seek refuge in a convent she used to be a part of, which introduces the film's religious undertones. Jane is a former novitiate, someone with one foot in a world of faith and one foot in a story about extraterrestrials and revelation. The movie returns to that repeatedly. Would proof of alien life destroy religion? Would people see the aliens as gods? Would it shatter the idea of divine uniqueness, or would it simply force people to understand that creation is bigger than they imagined? Jane carries that anxiety throughout the film, and because she's skeptical of Daniel's mission, she's a way of asking whether truth is merciful. Back at Wardex, Noah continues hunting the pair, and from the start, Noah represents control. Jaded after the death of his wife, he now believes humanity isn't ready and that revelation must be delayed, perhaps indefinitely. Noah genuinely seems to believe that sudden disclosure would unravel civilization, cause panic, and maybe even trigger catastrophe. Hugo Wakefield, by contrast, is his opposite.
Real life, people just gonna meme it because like unless you physically see it happening and it like does something bad, the alien in question, I don't really know. Like, I mean, I always wonder if like does the suicide rate go up when they say shit like this though? Because like there's like cults of people just waiting in the woods with like a phone between 50 of them just watching and waiting for some shit to happen with aliens and then they just say shit casually in passing and they take it as gospel and motherfuckers just I don't know how they do it. And some with the fucking Kool-Aid. That's why I don't drink shit people hand me. But bro, they can't just drop information like that though.
Hugo is a Wardex defector working with Daniel and a small group of whistleblowers. When Noah believes truth must be contained, Hugo believes containment has already done the real damage. Noah doesn't trust humanity, while Hugo still has enough faith in it to risk the consequences of honesty.
Never trust a bunny. Never trust a human. That was from Hoodwink.
That ideological split is one of the better pieces of the film. The real battle is not aliens versus humans, it is over who gets to control the narrative. Then the film shifts to Kansas City and introduces Margaret Fairchild, which is where Disclosure Day becomes much stranger. Margaret is a meteorologist living an ordinary life with her boyfriend Jackson. Then a car
What the fuck is there random ass birds and shit in the they're doing everything but revealing aliens. They're giving religious signs. I get the human versus human narrative is always gonna be like that. But like, yeah, you doing enough. You did enough. You get to the aliens, nigga.
Colonel flies into their home, watches her, and leaves. That moment is a trigger for everything that follows. Margaret suddenly begins speaking Russian without understanding that she's doing it. She's then pulled over for speeding, and before the officer can write up a ticket, she starts telling him intimate things about his marriage and exactly how to make his wife happy. At the station, she also instinctively knows that one of her co-workers is being abused. Finally, during her live weather broadcast, she freezes and begins speaking in an alien language before fainting. That whole stretch is great because it lets the mystery arrive in a person who has no framework for what is happening to her. Daniel already knows he's in a conspiracy film, while Margaret thinks she's having a mental breakdown. This is also where the film's interest in empathy first becomes visible. Margaret's power is radical emotional and cognitive sensitivity. She understands people instantly. Their buried pain, secret fears, private histories, and emotional state. She's plugged into all of it without wanting to be. That is why her experience is terrifying and invasive. The film later makes this explicit by positioning Margaret as the empathetic counterpart to Daniel's mathematical intelligence. But even here, you can see the shape of it. Daniel will become the one who can decode alien meaning. Margaret becomes the one who can make humans receptive to it.